explaining why triggering it can extend lifespan. But modern life keeps that switch turned off, and most people who try to activate this repair switch never reach deep repair. I reactivated that switch and did reverse my biological age, so I'm substantially younger than my calendar age. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to turn it back on. But first, you need to understand how aging actually works. The problem starts with how the FDA and Big Pharma have conditioned us to think that aging is mostly about genetics or how many births.
So I'm making flip-flops with pebbles. If you are new to this, you can see how they are made. I promote healthy lifestyle, eating meat, natural food only, drinking water and alcohol to have fun. And now I'm listening while I'm working. I'm listening to YouTube channel for it's anti-aging video, something like deep repair, how body can make yourself repair, and how can you unlock this. Because I'm very interested in our body, that's why I created also Zakistar flip-flops that have pebbles on top. As you can see, these are pebbles, and that's the way we were designed to live, with pebbles. And then they invented some bullshit shoes that don't even work with your body. I need to find some nice comparison. Maybe with foam. I like to say that wearing today's footwear is like a fork. Eating soup with a fork. So this is the most important part. To put pebbles deep in the glue with Gambiara. So I'm very interested in how body works, because the more you understand the body, the more amazing life gets. Now I can do handstands, planche, muscle ups, walking on ropes, slackline, all the other sports. Just when you use your body, you realize that we are just limitless. But most people is very much limited. And another one. As you can probably expect, every pair takes a lot of time. I prepared rubber before in the previous video, because for some reason it threw me out from live stream. So I brushed the rubber to get the best gluing effect. Thank you for like. It's incredible. To have some support. It's always nice. So yeah, this is the end product if you wonder. Flip-flops with pebbles. Actually, I can show you mine. These have pebbles that shine in the dark. I didn't even post that yet, even though this is like 2 years old idea. But it will come maybe. Ooh, another like. So maybe I will put that in this luxury hotel that I'm talking to now. That's not a bad idea. Only these pebbles look a bit ugly. Oh, of course, the other pair was stolen. Yeah, I remember. I took this and I took this in a Milano Fashion Week, and they stole all my flip-flops. It's crazy. And now I will also try to do middle split. I'm 30 years old and I was never confident in my stretching abilities. I mean, I can get to the ground with full hand. Not now, I'm not that far. Maybe I can try how far I can get. Yeah, fingers. I can get with all fingers. Maybe I could do more with tricks. But I'm definitely not like a pinnacle of stretching. And now I did so many things like planche. Planche feels impossible when you start. I don't know if you even know what is planche, but yeah. Behind Zakistar flip-flops is that I test everything on myself, then on other people. So it's not just like some new idea. It's real life benefit, proven, tested. I walked 50 kilometers with Zakistar flip-flops in 12 hours just to show this incredible another like. Incredible product, because if you don't test, you know, I want the world to be focused on like productivity, like progress, not productivity. Because I think today all these companies, for example, with these hoodies, or I ordered some swimsuits. You can get Zakistar swimsuits, by the way. If you want it, you can check Zakistar channel on Telegram. I just started. It has like 2-3 followers, and if you want, you can apply on Telegram Zakistar channel. And now I will order more swimsuits, and if you want bikini, if you want shorts, you can apply. I will take 0 commission, because that's what I learned. It's if you just order from China and sell, it's terrible. So I don't do that. I create products with benefits. I make everything better than it is already, because I am my first customer. I don't sell something that I'm not wearing. For example, like Steve Jobs didn't let their kids use computer. Hello, Jolisha. Let me correct my spelling. I was never good with language, but now I'm learning Russian also. So ja govoril po ruski, потому что je to похоже. Tvoja zadnica sliška malenka. Kak dela? So I try to make progress in every way. Abi. Hello, Abi. Are you a robot? Ooh, 4 likes. Thank you. What impressed you so much? That's just too much. I think 5 or 6 is probably record. That's exactly what a robot would say. A robot would also deny existence. Mezi. What does it mean, mezi? Mezerige. Wine region. There is a lot of robots, but if you like, we need one more like. Ooh, now you can see the mistake that can happen to beginners. So I need to come closer. You see this? The glue jumped out because I punched too hard. So now I need to put this back with new pebble and problem is solved. But you need to be very, very, very careful. Muy bien. Drug, podrugu, podruga, podrug, drug, podrug. In Russia, drug is friend, podrug is girlfriend. Like, it's interesting. Russian is very interesting language. So yeah, let's go back to how to get younger. I make flip-flops with pebbles. If you don't know yet, you are welcome to subscribe, to follow Telegram, Zakistar. So the idea is that they have pebbles on top because we were designed to walk barefoot and I'm wearing them now. That's what I wear. That's the only footwear I wear. Now it's winter. You find on Instagram. I almost lost my finger because it was too cold. But that's still the only thing I'm wearing. Because it's the only thing that is actually created for the body. Now, if you care about your body, then you will probably think about change, wind of change. Oh, I need to post on Instagram. Yeah, I created flip-flops for Tadej Pogačar. I created flip-flops for Sara Isakovic. I created flip-flops for oh, nice. It's so good. See, white, blue, whatever you want. It's all perfect. Now I need to clean first. It's all handmade and not in China, but yeah, now I will put back my YouTube. I'm listening how to Nobel Prize discovery reverses aging in 72 hours. So yeah, because I like my body so much and I like my life so much, I don't want to age. Probably I'm not the only one that got this idea. There were a lot of movies about how is said will I found the word spring of youth, elixir of youth, I don't know, something that makes you young forever. Čaša mladosti. Nice, I prepared this last time, you see? Sometimes preparation pays off. Pay off. So this is the rubber that I already prepared. I put it in a mold. Now because it's soft, I will need to put more. Yeah.
So how many birthdays you've celebrated. They made you believe that fatigue, brain fog, and wrinkles are just part of getting older. You turn a certain age, your energy drops, and your memory slips. And that's why most anti-aging advice focuses on surface-level fixes. Wrinkles get creams, and skin gets injections, and faces get tightened. Those solutions are easy to sell, but aging doesn't begin on your skin. It begins in how your body's functioning. It's the difference between chronological age and biological age. Chronological age measures exactly how many birthdays you've had. Biological age measures how old your cells behave. Lab tests can now measure DNA methylation, telomere length, and cellular markers of aging. And the results of those lab tests predict how fast you recover, how sharp your mind stays, how resilient your immune system is, ultimately, how long you're likely to live. And this matters because two people can share the same birthday and live in completely different biological realities. One 50-year-old can have the cellular function of someone in their 30s with strong energy and clear cognition and rapid recovery. And that's the person who's figured out how to trigger their anti-aging switch regularly. Another 50-year-old can show the biological profile of someone decades older with chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and just a brain that doesn't work. Their calendars match, but their internal biology doesn't. And that means their long-term risk is higher. The reason this gap exists has nothing to do with luck or genetics alone. Aging accelerates when damage inside your cells outpaces your body's ability to recover. And when scientists talk about aging at the cellular level, they don't mean gray hair or wrinkles. They mean the slow buildup of dysfunction inside cells that interferes with normal, youthful biological processes. Proteins inside your body are constantly folding into precise shapes to perform their jobs. Over time, things like stress and toxins can cause some of these proteins to misfold or break. And when the repair systems work properly, your cells identify those damaged proteins and then recycle them. But when your cell repair slows down, those broken proteins pile up like junk in a factory, and they interfere with normal function. At the same time, your mitochondria start to lose their efficiency. Their job is to generate ATP, which is your energy currency. It powers every thought, every muscle contraction, every repair process in your body. But as your mitochondria get more damaged, they make less ATP. And you feel that as being tired. You don't recover from workouts. You can't tolerate stress like you could. Your cells are still functioning, but they're just functioning at a lower voltage. And oxidative stress makes the problem worse. carbs. So every day, your DNA absorbs damage from just metabolizing oxygen and food, and from environmental toxins, and from inflammation. And a healthy repair system will monitor and correct the stress. Well, when your repair starts lagging behind, your DNA integrity weakens and waste builds up in your cells. Your immune system starts to recognize that debris as a threat and responds with inflammation signaling. And over time, inflammation shifts from short-term repair signaling into chronic background noise that further damages your tissues and makes you age even more quickly. And even worse, your brain is not immune. Damaged proteins accumulate in neurons and neural signaling slows. And you will feel this as brain fog. You can't remember things. You don't have focus. And you have these little subtle memory lapses. It doesn't happen overnight. It emerges gradually as your repair falls behind damage. That's why time isn't the problem. The repair backlog is a problem. And this is exactly why, if you want to trigger your natural anti-aging switch, you need to restore this repair deficit. And you do this by fixing your mitochondria. It's the foundation for everything else. If you want better sleep, better hormones, better memory, just want to live longer and be healthier for as long as you want, you start there. And there are 3 ways to upgrade your mitochondria, starting with number 3, which is rehit. It's the most efficient way I've found to trigger mitochondrial biogenesis, which is a process of creating new, stronger mitochondria to replace old, weak ones. A rehit session takes just 5 minutes. And here's how you do it. You cycle or even walk really slowly with no resistance for 2 minutes, slower than you want. Then you instantly turn up the resistance or you sprint at maximum effort for 20 seconds. You should be fully cooked at the end of the 20 seconds. It has to be high resistance. And then you instantly turn that resistance back down and you walk or cycle really slowly for 2 more minutes. And then you do another 20-second sprint and then walk really slowly. And that's it. This works better than high-intensity interval training specifically for this one anti-aging process we're talking about. The second trick is to support cellular energy production with fuel. That means eating a diet that helps your mitochondria. And they thrive on clean fuel. And the best fuel for mitochondria is healthy fat. Grass-fed butter, MCT oil, avocados, and wild-caught fish are all great sources of healthy fat. If you're not eating carbohydrates at the same time, they'll provide clean-burning ketones, which give your brain and muscles stable energy without tons of metabolic waste. This is because fat has more calories than sugar on a gram-by-gram basis. So if you were to burn a little bit of fat and you got more calories, more energy out of that than you did by burning the sugar, you got extra energy without more waste. But there's one secret way to upgrade mitochondria that's more effective than the rest, and it's hidden in your own body. When you trigger it, your cells start recycling broken parts, and your body starts cleaning away those misfolded proteins, gets rid of dysfunctional mitochondria, can even get rid of precancerous cells before they become a real problem. And that process literally rejuvenates your tissues from the inside out. It sharpens your brain because it gets rid of plaque-like buildup, improves muscle recovery and immune function so exercise starts working again, reduces systemic inflammation. And studies show that when you trigger this thing regularly, biological age markers improve. But modern life shuts that switch off too. Most people are constantly snacking, eating ultra-processed foods, and scrolling Instagram till midnight. Keeps your insulin high, and high insulin signals your body to store energy. You add in some improves muscle recovery and immune function so exercise starts working parts. And your body starts cleaning away those misfolded proteins. But there's one secret way to upgrade mitochondria that's more effective than the rest, and it's hidden in your own body. When you trigger it, your cells start recycling broken parts. And your body starts cleaning away those misfolded proteins, gets rid of dysfunctional mitochondria, can even get rid of precancerous cells before they become a real problem. And that process literally rejuvenates your tissues from the inside out. It sharpens your brain because it gets rid of plaque-like buildup, improves muscle recovery and immune function so exercise starts working again, reduces systemic inflammation. And studies show that when you trigger this thing regularly, biological age markers improve. But modern life shuts that switch off too. Most people are constantly snacking, eating ultra-processed foods, and scrolling Instagram till midnight. Keeps your insulin high, and high insulin signals your body to store energy. You add in some bad sleep and some extra stress, your entire body gets shut down, so it's not going to fix itself. So if you want to truly heal your body and reverse your age, you've got to trigger the switch regularly. And the switch is called autophagy. Autophagy means self-eating, but the word itself undersells what it really does. Dr. Yoshinori Osumi won the 2016 Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine for discovering the fundamental mechanisms behind autophagy. He discovered that autophagy is a core cellular function that's crucial for quality control in your cells, for energy production, and the survival of cells themselves. It's not a random event. His discoveries provided the foundation for understanding how autophagy failure is tied to all kinds of conditions like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, cancer, even infections. And when you can activate autophagy consciously, your cells switch into a deep cleaning and recycling mode. They break down old, damaged parts like worn out mitochondria and harmful pathogens. Then reuse those raw materials to build stronger, healthier cell structures. The process makes your cells more efficient and helps protect you from disease. And yes, it can target precancerous and even cancerous cells. Cells that grow abnormally often have damaged parts and dysfunctional mitochondria. Autophagy identifies those faulty components and breaks them down before they can become tumors. Autophagy also targets dysfunctional mitochondria through a specialized process called mitophagy. And mitophagy is something that gets rid of old dysfunctional mitochondria. That prevents those broken energy factories from draining resources and generating excess free radicals. And the remaining mitochondria become more efficient, they restore ATP production, and then your metabolism works again. The most powerful way to do this is fasting. But most people who try fasting never reach deep cleanup through a standard 16-hour fast, and it's because of one common mistake. When you stop eating, your body doesn't just shut down. It moves through multiple fuel phases. The first few hours after a meal, you're in what's called the fed state. Your body's busy breaking down food, sending sugar from the meal into your bloodstream, and using insulin to move the sugar into cells for quick energy, or maybe to store it as glycogen in your liver or your muscles so you can have that energy later. So you're basically running on the fuel you just ate. And about 3 to 4 hours in, you shift into the early fasting state. Your blood sugar, your insulin levels fall because there's no new food coming in. Your body starts burning glycogen stored in your liver and turning it into glucose to keep your brain and muscles powered. And those stores shrink, and your body starts looking for a backup plan. And it slowly begins to break down fat. And it'll release fatty acids into your bloodstream. By 18 hours without food, your body has burned through most of your liver glycogen. And that's when your metabolism fully pivots into the fasting state. Now, the 18-hour mark is when you actually burn more fat and your liver turns fat into ketones, which is a super good fuel your brain can run on. So if your goal is to maximize anti-aging benefits, breaking your fast too soon means you step out right as the good stuff is beginning. Let me walk you through what happens to your body when you fast for 3 days in a row. Like we just talked about, the first day of a fast is all about burning through the easy fuel your body has already stored away, sugar. Your liver empties its glycogen tank, your insulin levels drop, and your body starts tapping into fat. That's also the roughest day. You feel a lot of hunger, you can have mood swings, and you might feel tired or foggy. But behind the scenes, something important is happening. Your hormones are shifting. Growth hormones rising to protect your muscles, and your metabolism begins preparing for a deeper reset. By the second day, the sugar tank is empty, and your body makes a powerful shift. It runs mostly on fat and ketones. Ketones are like a premium fuel for your brain, and many people notice the energy stabilizes and their mind gets really sharp when they're in ketosis. So deep inside your cells, autophagy will kick into higher gear. Inflammation starts to fall. Your body breaks down those old, weak cells and replaces them with fresh ones. You might have felt deprived yesterday, but today you feel strangely calm and clear and energized. But the third day is when the magic peaks. Ketones are at their highest and your brain feels steady, focused, and calm. Stem cells start to wake up, and they lay the foundation for a stronger immune system when you start eating again. Your mitochondria just become more efficient. And in the brain, ketones help to spark the release of BDNF, which is a brain growth factor that's tied to neuroplasticity and better memory. To put it simply, it's that 3-day fast that causes fasting to shift from just burning fat to actually upgrading your biology. So 16 hours without food burns sugar. 72 hours without food turns on your body's anti-aging switch. A 3-day fast can reverse aging, sharpen your brain, and activate stem cells. And it's not really in the same category as a standard fast. When I say this, as the author of 2 major books on fasting for longevity and performance, you don't need to do a 3-day fast every week. You don't need to do it every month. But if you do it every quarter or every 6 months, you might notice a profound shift in how your body works. But even a 3-day fast might be useless if you're doing it the wrong way, because fasting doesn't automatically cause your tissues to renew themselves. If you rush into a long fast and you have no preparation, your body is going to experience more stress than repair. If you don't prep your body right, the nervous system looks at starvation as a threat and will flood your body with cortisol. And you get low electrolytes, you get headaches, you get tired, you get cramps, even heart palpitations. These are all signs of stress signaling. Also, overtraining during a fast accelerates your muscle loss and elevates your cortisol even more. So if you're doing a 3-day fast, you might be able to do a hard workout every day. It's just not the right thing to get the most results. And getting low quality sleep during a fast suppresses growth hormone and it blunts the autophagy that you're fasting to achieve. You also don't want to break a fast with sugar because that's going to spike your insulin and your inflammation. So instead of emerging younger, if you don't fast.
So I'm looking for optimization, how to optimize the body. He's talking about anti-aging fasting. And I do fasting a lot. I did three days fasting when I was in cruise in Bahamas. And he said that you don't need to do it every month, but every 6 months or every quarter is enough. So since I just did that one, and I did 1 day fasting almost every week. I think I look for inspiration in nature. And if you look in nature, almost no animal can eat every day, at least animals that are on our level. Like lions sometimes don't eat for 1 week. Some animals even die because they can't hunt, or they don't catch anything. So my philosophy was similar. The body is designed that way that when you are... I realized this in college on my own, because sometimes I didn't eat anything because I was just too busy going to college and then study, driving back with bus. It took me 1 hour and a half to go with bus back home. And I realized that I'm much more clear-minded, focused, energized when I'm hungry. And then I realized, of course, because when you get food, no, it's better if I start from this side. When you are hungry, your body goes in activation mode because you need to get food. You need to be alert, you need to be fast, you need to think clearly. And then when you get the food, your body kind of can shut down, the mission complete. You can, the blood also goes from brains to stomach, and yeah, also the metabolism is very energetically consuming. Digestion is very consuming for the body. Let's go forward.
If you don't fast in the right way, you could feel depleted, inflamed, or just discouraged. So if you want to get the anti-aging benefits of autophagy, which is one of the major reasons you fast, structure is really important. The goal is deep repair with minimal stress. So start about 2 days before your fast. Gradually lower your carbohydrates to drain your glycogen gently. Finish your last meal early in the evening to extend the overnight fasting window. Have more minerals through salt, magnesium, and potassium. And control your caffeine carefully, although caffeine in the morning will help you on a longer fast. Don't have coffee right before bed, whether you're fasting or not fasting, because it will raise cortisol and disrupt your sleep, which is even worse when you're fasting. Keep your movement light, make sure to move, but you don't want a heavy workout. Walking, gentle mobility support, lymphatic drainage, things like that. The goal for this 3 days is recovery and reset, not performance. So go to bed a little earlier, dim the lights at night, and keep the room cool. Fasting can amplify growth hormone, but deep sleep can also amplify growth hormone. So do them both at the same time. And breaking the fast matters as much as the fast itself. Start with a small serving of something like bone broth or light protein, just to wake up your digestion. Wait for an hour or so before you start eating again. And have protein, have fat, have some carbohydrates, unless you're aiming to stay in ketosis. Avoid lots of sugar and ultra-processed foods for at least a day. And remember, a 3-day fast is really powerful, but you only want to do it maybe every few months. And that gives your body time to rebuild stronger between the resets. Doing a 3-day fast, even once a month, is a lot of burden on your body. So be kind to yourself. And throughout your fast, just monitor how you feel by paying attention to your energy, your heart rate variability, or your morning readiness score in your ring, and look at your mood. And pay attention to how you feel, because what your body can do is pretty miraculous. People respond differently to fasting. Some people feel a rush of energy on day 2, others feel calm and centered, and a few people just feel weak and restless, and then on day 3 they feel amazing. None of those responses are wrong, they're just signals. Your body is showing you what it's healing and what it's struggling with and how it's adapting. And we spend our whole lives adding things, supplements, routines, superfoods, and biohacks, which I'm kind of a fan of. I invented biohacking. But sometimes the most powerful biohack of all is to subtract. Just remove food for 72 hours and watch your body remember what it was designed to do. It's designed to heal and rebuild and regenerate. And the answer isn't out there. It's already inside of you. Autophagy is something your body was built to do, and we just forgot how to turn it on in modern society. But it's not that hard. You just learn how to do it. You just have to get out of the way and let your body do what it's meant to do.
Fasting, I'm doing all the right things already. That's what makes me feel really good. Because first fasting, it was like 1 week. I did it with my brother in COVID times, like 2021. So I'm very familiar with fasting. And now I'm doing it almost on a weekly basis. 1 week ago, a little more, last Saturday I was fasting. Just when I don't eat in the morning, then I just fast. The only problem is that I have a lot of short fasts, but just not a lot of heavy. But it's good that I see now that actually heavy ones you actually don't really need. Was the time I was working for 1 hour. Yeah, I think I can at least prepare one more. more videos. So this is now what? This was the big one. 2 small ones are done. I have one. Yeah, now the blue ones are over. So I don't need to do blue ones anymore. I made quarter of an order already. Nice. I'm very, very good. This is done, and now this is done also. So all I can do is maybe start with gold or pink. I don't have, yeah, now I can do gold or pink. And maybe, what is with crypto now? Crypto can decide what they want. Okay, let's put another video. Oops. Cleaning molds, preparing everything. So this is what size? This is the small size. No, the big one. Oh, I hope I didn't make a mistake. Yeah, oh my God. It's all good, all good. Some I broke the knife. Very dangerous. I will throw it out. holding my head for others, so you can walk on a healthy surface. But on Thursday we have a meeting for optimizing production. Ooh, 6 more. Now you see, I put this in the mold yesterday, so now I'm just taking out, making room for the new ones. It's not that easy. Perfect. Put that. Yeah, correct. We are done with blue. Okay, that's it for today. You are welcome to subscribe. I will order some maybe hoodies, no hoodies. Sweatpants, bikini, if you like, you can join.